Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you have a great and wonderful day. Hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas. Mine was pretty decent, I would say so myself. And it seems all things are going okay in this world, at least for me. I don't know about you guys. Hope you have a great one. Now, I have a few things to say. I will be doing at least one stream this week. I don't know about the gender transformation one. I haven't gotten able to get back to Epoch at all while I was doing stuff, so I don't know if I'll be able to do that stream. I may move that stream somewhere else, and I may do an actual Friday stream that's not related to that stream. Because, I kind of want to wait and see to get that done. Depending on when the first drops of January, I probably won't be having anything doing on that day either. But everything else will be normal. So I hope you guys will like it. So without further ado, we're going to get into the craziness here. We're going to be getting into Disney is worried that woke is rooting their brand of consistent flop after consistent flop. Oh my god. Consistent flops? I apologize, my friends. The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, The Lion King, Mulan, and many more told the kind of magical stories that stayed in our hearts, along with the catchy music that could get stuck in your heads for days. This period is often referred to as the Renaissance era, and many suspect that these movies are loved by women everywhere because Disney successfully captured the brilliance and timelessness of femininity. Jasmine was seductive and required her man to work for her. Ariel taught us about sacrifice and trust, and Mulan was both brave and family-oriented. All the princesses had their own personalities and opinions, but they each made room for a prince to come in and sweep them off their feet. None was too proud to reject a man. These traditional Disney films were never political, and the themes were always centered on universal, relatable stories that brought people together rather than driving them apart. However, Disney has certainly lost its way over the last couple of decades. They've lost their touch of producing hit movies that resonate with both young children and adults. Well, I guess you could say it's a different type of resonation, right? Because the type of resonation that I see or that I know is that it's all about indoctrination. Now, there is one story where they're talking about on how I believe it's from the Critical Drinking podcast, which is called The Open Bar, which they specifically said that the only way to essentially remove or get rid of this toxic type of stuff or content from Disney is to do a full-on sweep and destruction of the actual company in itself. You have to do pretty much scorched earth, and I would actually believe them in that fact, because I don't think Disney can actually just immediately turn over, or any of these woke companies can immediately turn over. When you invite a parasite and all that structure, it will start to really swarm and trying to feed off whatever else is available. And that is what these are, is that they're parasites really feeding off of the luxury and love of what we deem that we like, and there's just nothing to do it for. And I think they said it brilliantly as well. These companies, these people, have no talent of their own. They have no ability to write their own story, so they take IPs, things that people love, and turn them into crap because they have no ability to tell the story otherwise. And that's just the way it is. And I think that it's just not going super well for Disney, because these very same people that don't have any creativity at all are also the ones destroying Disney. And Disney's going to have to somehow, I guess, make a move of eliminating these people. And they say they can't do it, but I think they can. I think if you pretty much fire 100% of the people and you go AWOL for about, for about a month, maybe two, you might be able to fix something. Yeah, you're going to lose a whole bunch of money, but guess what? You're losing all that money anyways by keeping these degenerates in your company. Disney movies have taken a turn for the worse. Turning Red, the Disney Pixar film of 2022 that was acclaimed for its heartwarming narrative and representation, did not achieve high commercial success compared to other Pixar films. With a global box office gross of only $20 million against a production budget of $175 million, my apologies, I was considerably off, it ranks among the biggest box office bombs of 2022. The supposed reason for its underperformance is attributed to its simultaneous release on Disney+. The strategy allowed audiences to view the film at home, significantly affecting its worldwide box office earnings. No, I don't think that has anything to do with anything. I think Disney Plus actually did this in order to save face on some of the films that were probably going to be a huge bomb in the long run. Because a lot of these movies that have come out during, not on Disney Plus, but that were supposed to be good or great or fantastic, all these movies that went to the theaters all did horrendous. So I don't even think that is even the case at all. I think that they're just terrible in general. So, they even go on to say here, however, it left people wondering if it just wasn't good enough to draw in audiences. There were many parents who expressed their disappointment with the type of inappropriate content that was being delivered to teenagers for the sake of sending a particular message to the world. Well, I don't think it's just teenagers. I also think it's children as well. A lot of parents, I don't think, like any of this stuff, and you're only going to find the very far left or very far woke of this type of stuff seeing forth. Now, I didn't talk to this person very much at all in terms of the political aspect of it, but I think they're finally starting to see the error and the problems of the very far left. They've gone so far left that they actually driven this person that seemed to be left, which they still are, but away from it, because you can't really avoid a video saying we're coming after your children full of old trans people and then expect them to be like, oh, well, this is okay. The only way you're going to get people like that is just insanity people that have no rational thought of themselves. So there's that. Still doesn't like Trump, but, nonetheless, I think they're finally slowly but surely seeing the light. It's just taking a little bit more to penetrate that dumb brain of theirs. The Disney animated movie Strange World also faces significant box office shortfall, with an estimated loss of $147 million in 2022. A notably woke aspect of the film is the introduction of Disney's first openly LGBTQ+ teenager character, who discusses his same-sex crush. The film's underperformance is attributed to various factors, including its inclusion of sexuality discussions, which deterred many parents from allowing their children to watch it. Some critics suggest that modern parents, more informed through social media, may choose to avoid content with inappropriate sexual themes for their children. Similar issues in the past were observed with Pixar's Lightyear, which included a gay cast and initially underperformed at the box office. Chris Evans, a voice actor in Lightyear, criticized those who opposed the movie's inclusive content. I think it has nothing to do with the inclusive... Well, no, actually it has a lot to do with inclusive content. I think it has very little for people to be accepted of it. I think it's more along the lines with people just don't want that stuff shoved down their throat. It's unbecoming. Now, I'm a man that normally doesn't like it when obviously a straight couple goes and kisses and does or makes out in public. The same thing where I feel just as uncomfortable with a gay couple of anybody making out in public. It's just uncanny. It's not really enjoyable. Of course, this is a difference because people, again, as I say, people go in and watch movies because they want to eliminate or remove themselves from the real world. Trying to force everything into the real world, into the things to escape, is not on how well to do it. So, again, you're forcing things that people don't want to see every single day. However, what he considered inclusive was just seen as annoying woke to the general public. Parents have generally never been on board with showing their children progressive content, regardless of the political message companies like Disney are trying to send. Yes, because most parents want to teach their kids their own ideologies, their own way of life, that type of stuff. They don't want companies to interject and start telling them this stuff. Also, kids are highly impressionable, so they don't want to absorb things, whether it's negative or positive, and their outcome could become disastrous in this case. Elemental, a Pixar movie, actually defied initial poor box office performance to become a significant hit. Released in June, it had the worst opening in Pixar's history, with $29.6 million in domestic ticket sales. However, the film, which cost $200 million to produce, gradually gained momentum, earning early $500 million globally. It currently ranks as the 9th grossing film of the year, surpassing Marvel's latest Ant-Man sequel. But this was a nominee compared to the rest of the Disney flops in the last 2 years. Now, Disney is again experiencing a box office bomb with its Thanksgiving release, which the newest princess film that seeks to copy Encanto's success, but due to its poor storytelling, boring songs, and progressive message, it has also flopped. Disney says it lost some focus. Disney has to close that it invested a staggering $965 million in 4 high-profile projects in 2023, which unfortunately turned out to be significant flops. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, The Little Mermaid, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and Secret Invasion. This revelation comes amid a cost-cutting initiative led by CEO Bob Iger, who returned to lead the company in November 2022. Iger emphasized the need to reduce costs and acknowledging the exorbitant expenses involved in creating content. And in November, Bob Iger said, at the time the pandemic hit, we were leaning into a huge increase in how much we were making, and I've always felt that quantity can be actually a negative when it comes to quality. And I think that's what happened. We lost some focus. I think they lost an immense amount of focus. So, they go on to say, typically the budgets of movies and streaming shows are kept confidential, as studios usually lump these costs into their overall expenses without detailing individual project expenditures. However, Disney's productions activities in the UK provide a clear picture of their spending due to the unique financial reporting requirements in that country. Studios operating in the UK must set up separate companies for each production to avail a tax rebate of up to 25% on their expenditures. These companies are required to file financial statements which reveal detailed spending data. Disney has been leveraging the UK's incentive scheme by filming more content there. This strategy, however, has led to significant investments in some of its most expensive and least successful productions of the year. A notable example is the Marvel Studios superhero film Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, despite spending a hefty $193.2 million on production and filming. The movie opened to mediocre reviews. The situation illustrated the challenges Disney faces in managing production costs while striving to create compelling content that resonates with audiences and succeeds financially. Disney acknowledges that going woke hasn't worked out so well for them. Disney is finally acknowledging the significant impact of wokeness and culture wars on its operations. This admission was made in its annual financial report filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission for the fiscal year ending September 30th. The report highlights various aspects of Disney's performance and the future risks. Disney employs about 225,000 workers worldwide and emphasizes its commitment to creating a more inclusive and diverse workplace. This commitment aligns with Disney's DEI objectives, which focus on reflecting the life experiences of its audience and supporting diverse voices in creative and production teams. Financially, Disney reported revenues $88.9 billion for fiscal 2023, marking a 7% increase from 2022. Despite this growth, the company has reduced spending on film and TV content, cutting it from $29.8 billion to $27.2 billion. Iger plans to further reduce content spending to $25 billion next year. Alongside these cuts, Disney has also implemented staff reductions and other expense cuts, achieving about $7.5 billion in cost savings. Disney's involvement in culture wars and public debates has had widespread effects. The company acknowledges risks related to misalignments with the public and consumer preferences, which affect demand and profitability across various segments, including broadcast, cable, theaters, internet, mobile technology, theme parks, hotel resorts, and consumer products. This misalignment has led to challenges in adopting to market changes and economic or social climates. Well, I think a lot of things here has to do with not just that, but your parks are also filthy. They're disgusting. They're not very well cleaned or managed, and this has an overall impact. I don't think you're going to be able to fix anything, Disney, unless you do a lot of damage control, and that's the only way you're going to be able to do so, is do damage control and remove the people. But that takes a natural spine, and I don't think Bob Iger is going to do it. So that's what we have here today, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be more content coming out today, obviously. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. Cause it's algorithmic disease, the social